Welcome to the Tone Jerks podcast. I'm your host, Brian Gower, and with me today we got
Kyle McIntyre.
And we got a couple of guests here. Returning champ. We got Coe Schneider here. I like that. It's been it's not been 2 years, but I feel like it's been maybe 2 or 3 years since Kevin Equitz from Equitz Guitars is joining us as well. I think you joined me for we did a mini bonus COVID episode way back during
that's right.
Yeah. So it's been a while, but I'm happy to have you boys back on the show. Actually, both together. So thanks for joining us. We're gonna get into what's new with Coe and Kevin, but first,
Always.
Mr. Kyle McIntyre. We've been wondering what you've been doing the past 7 days. Kyle, what's new in your world?
We recorded like 3 days ago. Mm-hmm. Wasn't even. Yeah. It's hard to find what's in it.
You live
something new going on.
Then?
Yeah.
And I realized
it's been hot in Texas. I don't know if you know that.
I realized I forgot to post the Patreon. I had it all ready to go, and I'm like, I checked. I'm like, oh shit, it's almost Thursday. I'm like, sorry. Anyways, but God, yeah,
damn it.
Since the last we recorded Patreon, what's new?
Anyway, so we've been working on that bathroom I've been talking about.
Okay, yeah.
The never-ending project that just keeps bigger. Getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll do flooring. So I'm, because I thought I was there. I thought that's where I was at.
Yeah.
Flooring. It's gonna pull out the cabinets, pull out the toilet, plug the nasty shithole, and then do the floor. And as I was pulling the floorboards or the baseboards, like one of the walls just like freaking came off. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I'm like, man, some strong glue on that thing.
You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's like, what is it, tissue paper holding this up here? Yeah, so apparently, some water damage, which is what happens. But also found some little termite damage too. So, and that's the base plate of the actual wall has like, that's how far I can see into this wall. As I can see the actual, structure of the building. And I'm like, all right, this is good.
Like, oh, good.
Yeah, my plan was basically just to fix things that were broken or disgusting, and then just put it back together and just use it as use it until we remodel it.
Yeah.
But now it's like, cool, this is tied into the structure of the house. So I don't see any live termites. So I think that it's been tented in the past. I saw a bunch of dead ones. So I'm like, that's good, but still there's like holes throughout this freaking. It's the board that sits on the concrete, and then, the frame goes off of that. So it's, I would say, one of the most important pieces of wood in the wall. It being, if breakfast is the most important meal of the day, this is like building on,
That's like brunch.
Just kidding. Yeah. Brunch is the most important meal of the day.
Second breakfast is most important.
They're all important. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Jeez. Anyway, so after
it's like beyond toothpicks and wood glue, right?
Yeah, I
would try that anyway.
Little sawdust.
Yeah, we'll have to do some more investigative demolition, basically, because there's a shower pan, right? So it's like a fiberglass, thing that it goes behind, which I'm like, all right, well, I guess I got to take that thing out, and of course. The thing was built, like, they put the door on and the frame after they put that in. So I have to cut that out with, like, a saw. This fiberglass bastard. It's like a boat. It's basically like deconstructing a boat is basically what I have to do in there.
You're like,
you should have done.
You're like, this is eating into my Forza time. I have to do home improvement.
All right, what is it, Coe? What should I have done?
You should have hired Paul Pennington like I did.
Oh.
He redid my bathroom because I'm not good at those things.
So you flew him down?
No, he drove.
Oh.
Yeah. He didn't want to use my tools. He wanted to use his tools. So.
All right, I'll see what he's up to.
Yeah. Call him up, man.
Get him out there.
Yeah.
How long would that drive be?
That'd be quite a drive.
That might be a
from
2
New York.
Yeah, I think it was 6. I think he said 16 hours to me. So
I'm like, "Hey, you're late. Job started yesterday. What are you doing?"
Time is money. You just you take the day off just to ride his ass all day.
Set up a lawn chair, have some sweet tea and lemonade. Like,
Yeah.
Man, I am getting tired watching you work.
Just question everything he's doing. Are you sure
yeah,
that's
what's
supposed to
that?
be like that?
Yeah. You sure about
yeah.
that?
So
Yeah.
so the project that was supposed to be like pennies is probably going to be a lot more than that. No,
Yeah.
it wasn't pennies.
It was gonna be a weekend trip to Home Depot.
Yeah, 5 trips to Home Depot is going to be like, some more demolition. Then hey, we should probably call someone. We should have called someone.
It's always more
so-
expensive when they got to fix what you mess up too.
Yeah, I just figured that I could probably pull the base plate out and put a new one in.
Yeah.
I got a
I
car
believe you.
jack. I could jack up the wall. You just
jack up that end of the
this thing's
house.
good for 3 tons.
Yeah.
Go too far.
Yeah, just bust all the plumbing in the wall. This is perfect.
You're like, hey, did you want into a pool too? Yeah, you didn't think about that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That
So
sucks.
it's we'll see how that goes. I'll keep everyone updated. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That's basically been it. I mean, that's been my what's new.
Yeah.
So
No,
it's been a sad what's new.
yeah, no gear purchases. You're like,
No.
no, not with this fucking news.
Yeah, yeah. I'm fucking returning some of this stuff. Actually,
You're like, oh shit, I got the receipts still.
yeah. I have the transaction on Reverb. I just go through all my 5 years of buying and just return it all.
Yeah.
No.
I can't get rid of this stuff. I'd rather sell a kidney than sell my precious MXR pedals. My full bore metal pedal. I'm never gonna get rid of that thing.
I don't have one of those. I should get one though.
Yeah.
Anyways,
You buy a pedal that you sold already. You're like, oh, I got a good deal on this double shot.
oh, what a horrible pedal!
Worst
But
pedal ever.
was it the double? Is that another?
Yeah, that's one
That
I
was
talked
one you
about.
guys were talking about last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a full tone
Yeah.
and like a tube screamer, and I'm like, that's not bad. Although I never really dug the OCD, but also I'm like, I don't have that pedal anymore, so I should get it in an MXR form.
You guys
How'd
almost
they
made
get
me
you?
think I need to get it. I don't like the OCD or tube screamers. And I'm like, oh, it does sound good
What
though.
about together?
Yeah, you not mixed together. It's like chocolate and peanut butter put together. It's ridiculous. It's chaos over there. But yeah, that's I think on my list, but I kind of almost forgot about it until you just mentioned it, Kyle. I'm like, oh, I better just follow and lowball every bastard on Reverb.
Yeah.
It's
Just hit them.
Buzzed Brian style is where I'm like, oh, I see somebody selling a pedal for $80, which is probably a good deal, and I'm like, $45, free shipping. And then they like, I could tell like they're probably pissed because they lower theirs by like $1. Okay, $79, and I'm like, yeah, no, I just let it lapse for 24 hours. Just
It-
You
I-
let it sit in their inbox
yeah.
for 24
Just
hours, you
bug 'em.
bastard.
I feel like the trick that I've tried recently is I will figure out what their shipping cost plus whatever I'm willing to pay to make it look like an even number.
Mm-hmm.
Like, say a pedal I just bought, I wanted to get it for $50 plus shipping. So I figured out the math. So when they get the offer, it looks like I'm offering $50. It says somebody just sent you an offer for $50, and it was
Oh,
only a little bit less than what they're really asking, but that's including shipping. So they're more inclined to hit accept,
yeah.
and it works.
You're just hoping that they just hit accept without reading that that includes the shipping. So
Yeah,
it's like
it's a little tricky, but it
40,
works.
$42 or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, some
And
people get
23
egregious
cents.
with shipping. They're like, okay, I
Yeah.
know it doesn't cost
Yeah.
$15 to ship a pedal.
mm-hmm.
Come on. It's like, what do you think? I'm brand new? Come on. I know these tricks. I know these roads. But also you get the ones with the free shipping, and I'm like, ooh, that's a pretty good deal. And then they're jacking up the price. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah,
And then they won't go any wiggle room there. I'm like, okay, I know these roads too. Pal, $40. Well, I'm
I
selling this
invented
for
this.
$1,300. $45.
just 2 cents them,
Yeah.
That's like a big insult.
Yeah.
You want my 2 cents? Boom. Throw him a fucking bird.
Well, I've been getting. Yeah. Fuck you, pal. Well, I don't know if you guys been getting like unsolicited just offers from sellers.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even following that product.
But something similar.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
okay, like I think I'm
Like, cool.
following.
This is $1,000 more than what I was looking at. I really want to buy this thing I wasn't even looking at before.
Yeah. That you marked down for by $20. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm like a Fender like deluxe tweed amp. I'm like okay, because I kind of like the idea of like getting it just more of a classic amp.
Okay, Grandpa.
And being a classic man, but yeah, and then I get offers for like deluxe reverbs. I'm like that's not even the same thing. Well, I guess they see Fender Deluxe. I'm like, he must want one of these. Here's a brand new one, for, $0 off. Buy mine.
Just some asshole sitting at his computer. Hit him with it.
And then how come when you're selling something, I don't just get to hit people with like, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. It's only shops. Anyways, that's my complaint about reverb. Anyways, Coe, what's new with you?
So I actually got new gear stuff recently.
What?
What'd you get?
Yeah. First, I will talk about this lovely, and I made sure to keep everything close for a camera.
There you go.
I got
nice.
this. So it's the Digitech Element XP. So I just wanted something different to play with, and it was recommended to me to get a multi-effects, and everybody kept saying line 6, but I had a very strict budget.
Yeah.
And I found this, and what sold
Tony
me on it.
Did Tony DeGraw tell you to get that one?
No, nobody
Okay.
told me to get this one.
Zoom 505. He would have said that actually.
Yeah. No, what sold me on it is that it's made by Digitech, who also makes the whammy, and this has the whammy algorithm in it.
Oh, nice.
And so for $50, I got a whammy pedal.
Oh, that's dope.
Nice.
Yeah.
Whammy.
And I'm still learning it, but I've never had a multi-effects before. So it's confusing, but it's fun.
Yeah, I was about to ask. You're not really a menus on a pedal kind of guy, right?
I hate it with a passion.
But you got that for a good deal, so you're like, okay, maybe I can learn to like it.
You put up with it for a little bit.
And even if it was,
At least to experience the whammy thing, because I've never had one of those, and they're fun.
it's like
I already got my best Tom Morello impersonation going on up here by myself. It's great.
Nice.
killing in the name of.
Yeah.
Fight capitalism with signature pedals
Yes.
from large companies.
Mm.
And also within reach. Mostly. I got new pickups. This might be harder to see.
Oh, nice.
Got new pickups in the Roni.
Nice.
Those are from our boy Joshua over there at Righteous Sound.
So it's
The
P90?
1991 Gazing set, which is a Jazzmaster in the neck and then like one of his new humbuckers in the bridge.
Oh, nice. Is it kind of more of a vintage sound or more higher output or?
It's low output, very articulate,
Okay.
and it's supposed to be for like shoegazy people, pedal people.
Yeah.
Pedal people.
Because you've had a couple different pickups in that Roni before,
Yes.
right?
Yes, I have.
So what was the original set that you had? Was it like more of a 59?
It was from Roadhouse, and it was, vintage type of setup. It was a P90 in the neck and one of the Supro recreations that they did in the bridge.
Yeah.
Or maybe vice versa. I don't remember now.
Yeah.
And is it legal to have that long of a trim bar on that guitar?
I think that's
reaches
pretty
the
standard.
tuners. Looks like it's pretty damn long.
Could be
It almost
camera.
goes to that second pickup. Jeez.
Yeah, it does. It goes over the second pickup.
Yeah.
All right.
So you get those fucking dive bombs, dude.
Yeah.
That with the whammy. Now I don't think that's legal. If you can do that whammy
It's
bar.
all perfectly legal.
Yeah. And then for a little bit on that Roni, weren't you going a single pickup in the bridge kind of deal? Which is
Yeah, I had the
Which is
vintage
which is the
PV
best.
super fairite in the bridge position.
Yeah.
But my
Legit
wife-
PV ones or what?
the legit PV ones.
No.
But my wife got me a gift card for Righteous Sounds for my birthday,
nice.
and I didn't know what to spend it on. And Kevin told me that guitar deserved a proper set of pickups and not just a hacked in old PV pickup. So
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, are you digging them?
Yeah, they're super fun.
They also look pretty cool. Look pretty sharp.
Yeah.
I guess
they're flashy, but they sound phenomenal. I've never had a Jazzmaster pickup in anything before, and that's a great sound. And that humbucker is really cool.
Yeah, one thing I liked about nice, still have it. It just happens to be in a case. My Jazzmaster was both pickups on. Like that was a great clean sound. Something about it's cool having the neck pickup solo, but having it mixed with the bridge pickup, it does something real nice.
Special, something special.
And then it's cool. I mean, it's people who aren't watching the video. It's like kind of like is it like a Perloid kind of cover that is on there?
It's like tortoiseshell, like the binding.
Gotcha.
He did it to kind of match the binding on it. So
yeah. Oh, was it a custom job there? Or was it just something that
Yes, custom job.
Something on spec.
On spec.
Okay, but it was custom. Okay, all right. But Kevin, it's been a while. How's it going? What's new? What's shaking? What's grooving? What's good?
Oh man. Well, I just got a new pedal. I'm just kidding. I don't.
You're like, have Coe have like a couple more drinks of whiskey and you just leave with it under your shirt. Yeah.
I just got this really stupid pedal in. He's like, and some. Anyway.
Yeah, he just does
insult him. He's like crying over there.
You just do the same
dumb
joke.
Pickups too.
Play like Rage Against the Machine songs. Come with it, man.
God, that is a guy I cannot stand. Actually,
actually,
the whole band.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. All right.
Kevin, this is your turn.
It's all good.
He's like, I got tickets to Rage Against the Machine, and
how are they so angry all the time? Like, I get being angry for a little while, but like at some point, doesn't it just kind of wear off?
Yeah.
Like, they just kind of run out of stuff to be angry about.
Now they're raging with the machine. So
yeah, they kind of are the machine.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. I can, I calm down the older I've gotten, but I can still find shit that pisses me off. All the time.
But don't you get tired? It's like, I'm just tired of being angry. Like, I want to nap.
I'm just mad and go to bed.
Yeah, nap against the machine. That's what he needs.
Lounge Against the Machine is a great album.
That is good stuff. Yeah,
just lounge covers of Rage Against the Machine.
Pocket full of seashells.
Now, Richard Cheese, he's a lounge singer, does all covers of pop and rock music. It's great.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry, Kevin.
No,
stepping on your toes.
He's like, all right, cool.
I don't have like all the cool, exciting gear stuff. I don't know if it's like, the people who build things like don't normally buy a lot of stuff. I don't know. I sold a couple pedals recently.
Nice.
Had to deal with a couple, lowball types. Guys playing the same game
One
you
of
were just
my
talking
burners.
about. Yeah, it was probably you.
Yeah.
But I was trying to do the thing. I don't know, if it's like working the game or not, but like I had one, I forget, it was like 160 or something. He offered something like 80, like half. And
that's one of my best moves.
Yeah. Kobe. So I went back with I went down a little bit, but I didn't hesitate. I tried to do like the whole, boom, like as soon as he cut it in half, it's like, no, it's this. And then he tried again, and then I just declined it. I was like, out. See ya. Peace. So I don't know if that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just done. No explanation. No, nothing mean. No, I didn't give him the 2-cent bird or anything, but I was like, nope, no thank you. So I held out, and sure enough, eventually somebody just, they both sold. Somebody just bought them. So it was all good. Nothing too exciting or sexy there, though.
But what was the pedal that you sold that made the chopping block there?
One was a Old Blood Noise Procession.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's technically
chorus, right?
I think it's actually like a reverb, but on the trails it has effects like phase, filter, or tremolo. Super cool. You could even run the signal like all the way, like fully wet, so there was no, you don't hear your original sound and all that. Super cool, but it's one of those things that's like, it's so much better when other people play it, and I didn't really know what to do with it. The other one is it was a Matthews
like all my
effects
pedals.
conductor. So
Yeah.
It's like all my pedals, everyone's sounding better than me.
Yeah, it doesn't stop me though.
The other was the conductor. It's really cool tremolo, but it had so many different features and sounds, and I have another tremolo pedal that's a lot simpler. And man, if all the pedals that I use could just be like one knob, you have like a lot of
I have a lot of those.
things.
Well, they're all fuzzes.
Right, but like just pedals, just whatever it is, reverb or tremolo. If just the one knob that's just more or less of whatever that is, like that's all I need. Like stop with all the switches and the things. I know a lot of you guys like all that control, but it's too much.
And also, sometimes it's like you get a pedal, and then maybe you haven't played it in a while, and now you have to relearn what those controls do. You're like, oh, this is the lesson time. I have to read up on this or figure it out myself. And I say it's like cracking a safe. You're just like,
You lay a stethoscope on it.
Is this doing anything? The pedal's not on. Damn. I think it's sounding better now. Yeah, you didn't push the pedal on yet. Oh, okay. You're just lying.
Yeah, I mean that's it gear wise. Otherwise, like we're just cruising along, working away, trying to do the builds. But we had an exchange student last school year. So she was from Thailand. She just went back at the end of school year, and so we're taking in another exchange student, and she's coming in this weekend. So that's pretty exciting. I know it's not exactly gear related, but we're pretty stoked on that. Seems cool. She's from Sweden, so we're excited.
That's cool. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, and then I guess we'll get into it in a little bit. But you're cranking away on some guitars there. So you got a couple.
Yeah.
Couple that have left, have been, seeing them on the Instagram. They've been going to homes. And
Yep. Just cruising along. So a couple Rayburns went out recently, and there's an Ashford in the works. It's pretty slick looking. Kind of semi-short scale bass in the works.
Oh, you were talking. I thought the Ashford is slick looking. I don't know about the bass yet. It's not.
So, I know you have a couple different models. Would you say that the the Rayburns are the most popular?
Yeah, I would say so. I think it's probably the most accessible. I think people kind of, I think they can see themselves playing it. It doesn't have, I don't know, like it's like a more familiar shape. I think they can kind of see, I don't know. It's not as, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It, like the semi-hollow and the other ones, like,
The Devera is a little funkier.
yeah, they're funkier. They're like more of a statement. Where I think the Rayburn is more stripped down.
Yeah, or like maybe less
Guitar.
Yeah,
It is guitar.
yeah, it understated, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like I own one. I have one. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
In the shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
Put a
in
light
there.
on it, dude.
The bulk
Come
there.
on.
Yeah. I need show lights for my room, shooting up on the guitar.
Why just leave all of mine on so I can see all of them all the time?
Yeah. But yeah, I think you may have said it, or maybe it was on another podcast. It's kind of like almost like it's Telly kind of inspired, but not really a Telly. And it's cool that it can fit into like Fender cases and stuff like that, but it kind of has its own unique voice. Like I want to say it's like a mix of like, I don't know, and don't take offense to this. It's like a Fender Telly mixed with like a Gibson. And then to me,
Exactly.
that's what I like. Because I'm like, oh, it's what I like about both of those companies of their guitars. That's I'm glad I have one. And then Coe, you posted on I think Facebook today. It's like, hey, everybody, post your pictures of your you playing your Equitz guitars live. And I'm like, yeah, I would if like some dickhead didn't ruin my band.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I was waiting all day just to say that.
Some would say it's an improvement, actually.
That we ended it.
Yeah.
you guys in a band?
Yeah. Actually,
I'm just kidding.
we're on we're just long dates between shows. We decided when the band's not ended, we're just like
Hiatus.
Hiatus.
We're gonna hiatus. And then I'm like, oh, because like I play the guitar at home because I've graduated to being I evolved to being a home guitarist. my home studio guitar, because I think I got that, and then the band broke up. So I'm like, oh, cool. So I haven't played it on stage yet. So one of these days, Kevin, I'm gonna play my Rayburn on stage.
Wasn't that part of the deal? Yeah, I think I can revoke it. If you don't play it on stage, I think you have to send it back after a certain amount of time.
You take it back, and you're like,
you signed
it. You're like, wow, this is way dirtier than I thought it was in pictures.
Yeah.
And then I still haven't seen what that color is underneath the purple paint there, because I guess the way that I play, I'm denting the wood. Instead of like scratching it off, it just like dents in it, and then I'm like, all right, well that paint is pretty strong.
Yeah, you know what's funny? It's that water-based stuff, and it's a little stronger than I thought.
Yeah,
they're like, I'm surprised.
Yeah, I haven't worn through mine either, and it's got more hours than like say my Titan that I've worn through already. So
yeah, that paint, I don't know if it was like purposely, but I'm like, that's really strong stuff.
Yeah, shoot.
It
might be
the wood is giving out before the paint job is. So. But yeah, no, that's awesome.
Brian, what's new with you? What do you got?
Almost nothing really. I did buy a couple things from Guitar Center. I hadn't had anything on my credit card since like December, I guess. It was like $12. Like I think I bought some strings. I paid it off. And then somebody said that like if you don't use a credit card for a while, they close those accounts, and that's a ding on your credit score. I'm like, oh, almost makes you have to.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know if it is true. But I'm like,
the credit card companies made that up.
Yeah. I know it's all like to make me want to spend money, and I'm like, okay, it worked because I bought something from Guitar Center. It was boring. It was some cables. I'm like, wow. So,
what kind of cables?
Although necessary, no one gives a shit about cables.
Yeah, boring. But
how are you guys always buying cables? Like, do they go bad?
I haven't bought cables in years.
Okay, it just seems like
so
like people talking about, oh yeah, I just got some new cables. Like,
so I have my bass. I like having a right angle, and I like having two right angles.
Yeah,
I have
on both ends, huh?
I have a sinusoid, RIP in peace. Yeah. Rest in piss. Right, two double right angle cable. It still works. It's great, but it doesn't fit in like one of those like retro telly jacks.
Oh, right.
Electro sockets.
Yeah, electro sockets. So I'm like, okay, I just got a Mogami one, and it's a little bit bigger, so it'll pop in there. So yeah, because I like playing right angle, because like I hate having the cable just like jet out so much. It's not unnecessary, Kevin. You're like, okay, wow, good stuff.
I agree.
But that's just the only thing. I like having a right angle. So I'm like, okay, the right angle that I have from sinusoid doesn't fit in all the guitars. So I'm like, okay, well, I had to buy another one. I didn't have to. I didn't have to do anything.
There is a way with, it depends on if it's the electro socket with the screws.
Yeah.
In some cases you can actually, because the jack is threaded, so sometimes they'll put a washer like on the inside, like behind the that socket.
Yeah.
So that the edge of the jack goes flush with the inner
Yeah.
part of that. So if you unscrew it, and it's something like you take that washer off, like you screw the jack all the way through so that it's actually kind of sticking and proud. Usually you can get it to work with a right angle jack.
Oh, okay. That's something I got to check out.
If it's the telly kind that like has the clip or whatever, like don't mess with that thing, because it'll get loose and then you'll really be in a world of hurt. Just
rip up all the wood on the inside.
It gets a little bit of a wiggle, and it's like a total drag to deal with. If it gets loose, then just replace it with the electro socket with the two little wood screws in there.
On my telly, I just replaced it with a jack plate.
Or just go with the jack plate.
You do that too.
I just jammed some chewing gum in mine.
One, yeah.
Yeah, my telly had an electro socket, and I yanked it out, and I put a football-shaped jack plate that's supposed to be probably for a Les Paul or something on there. Yeah, it's great.
Did it fit, or did you put new screw holes on the side there? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I had to screw it into the body, but
yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's wood.
So now that's a couple of different things. Maybe I'll just return that cable then, if I can get that to work.
Yeah, might be a little cheaper.
Just keep the damn cable. You'll probably need it at some point.
Yeah.
No, I was.
Yeah, we're not telling you to get rid of the cable. Cable's good.
I had so many cables.
Buy more cables.
I had so many cables at one point where I was like, Kevin's like, why are people buying so many cables? I don't know why it was. I had so many that I think I told it on the podcast. I was selling them on Craigslist, and people were like, wow, so you just give it up on music, huh? I'm like, no, I just
the last thing.
Call it
throw
quits.
cables.
Yeah, because it's like
Throw cables in the
my
trash.
cable wall from here.
You could sell.
Yeah.
You could sell amps and sell guitars and everything else, and people are like, "Oh yeah, no, that they don't." But twice I got the comments like, "Oh, so you're just giving up on music, huh?" I'm like, "That you can't even have space for a cable." But at a certain point, I'm like, "Well, I just got $40."
Hey, if it makes the sale, you
Yeah.
know, put a little story behind it. Like, well, actually, I got in an accident. And,
Yeah,
I lost an arm or something.
Doctor says I can't play no more.
yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna shit to bed in a couple of weeks, and so I figure I just need a little bit extra cash in my pocket.
Doctor says I'm just too good.
Yeah.
Gotta hang him up.
Ending on a high. But yeah, so, and then I was thinking of like, oh, well, I should put some money on my credit card. And then I'm like, I should buy a Boss RE2 because I want one. I don't need it. And then it's just like, I'm like stuck in this whole like idea of buying stuff you don't need.
Mm-hmm.
Like cables, apparently. That all you can do is just like get a couple screws out there and then, get that going. Let's see. Yeah, my band's got a show. So I guess like this summer we really didn't play that many shows, and I guess we're not playing until the end of summer. We're playing was it Labor Day weekend? Yeah, so we're playing Saturday, September 2nd at till 2. So I'm kind of trying to get a in-ear monitor board ready for that. And then I'm like kind of planning it out myself, and I'm like, okay, what cables do I need? And then I'm like looking, and I'm like, I'm probably going to build this whole thing and it's going to just shit the bed at the show. I'm like going to be so pissed. So I'm trying to get it all together before so we can run some tests. Cause it's so much better playing with in-ears than just monitors. I don't know. We've gotten used to it. So we're trying to make it easier for the band here. But, yeah, so that's kind of it for my what's new. Not a whole lot. So, yeah, and I guess in a couple weeks, that's probably when I'm going to try and piece that whole rig together.
Which way are you going? Which way are you going on that rig?
So what we do currently for band practice is we run a monitor just line out from like an 8-channel board, and we don't even mic up the drums all the way. I think we have a mic on just one mic on the kit, the drum kit, and it's fine. So, and we get a mix out from that board, and then it goes into a headphone amp that Brian has. So it'll take either a 1/4-inch stereo or line or whatever, and then or a XLR, and then he pairs that down to a stereo, going to a headphone amp splitter, so just all 1/4 inches out, and then we all just run cables to our in-ears. So what we're trying to do is Brian could still have his in-ear, with a cable because he's not going anywhere. His drums aren't flipping around on stage. And then
Not yet.
Adam's played and he doesn't mind having an extra cable around, but I just see it get mixed up. It's been like spaghetti on stage before. I'm like, you can't see where all these cables are getting, because like him and Brian sometimes get mixed up, and then his cables, and then I'm like, this looks like chaos here. We are just trying to follow the cord and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, well I have a wireless transmitter. I'm like, I just got to get an extra body pack for Adam. So we're going to split that, and then I got some ideas. I don't know if it's all going to work yet. So we'll find out once I build it, and I just get pissed off because I spent money and it doesn't work.
Just get that Behringer board, dude. That
really is a bigger deal altogether. Like a 16-space rack, and you have separate channels, and you split your own mix to front of house. No, we're not doing that. Essentially,
hire a sound dude to follow you around to your shows.
Yeah, when we play the club that has 60 capacity.
Yeah,
I said we played with a band here in town that was coming. They came from Salt Lake City, I think, and they they did that thing. They had a rack unit on wheels, like a whole road case, and they had their own snake, and they took all the house's mics into their thing and then plugged their snake and split it off to their monitor system, and then split it and sent signal back to the house from their thing.
How much?
And it was kind of a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like watching them set it up.
The sound is probably like, God damn it.
Yeah.
I know, at
I
a
want to be
brewery.
home at 4:00.
At a brewery.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like, instead of having like 3 monitor mixes, he's just going to do 1. So he's just going to do either an XLR just to our unit, and like we all hear what we want, essentially. So it'll be easier because maybe if somebody else is still setting up, like, oh, Adam, get the mixes for everybody. And, if Adam, because if all 3 of us like the same mix, so it's like, no, not one of us likes like more of anything else. And then we don't play to a click, so it's not like Brian needs to hear a click or anything. But anyway, so that's kind of like a project I'm like, doing my virtual shopping on Sweetwater and kind of putting things into a cart. And I'm like, oh, wow, that jumped up real quick on money. I thought this could be a couple $100.
Go back. Go back.
How can we cheapen this up here? Maybe I'll make my own cables. Can I make my own transmitter box for wireless? Did I have like TV bunny ears out of the thing? I'm like, yeah, they could make this work. But yeah, so that's kind of what's new that we have here. But okay, Coe, could you introduce this a little bit better than I could? So Kevin's on here. Coe suggested coming on here because you're building some guitars and stuff like that. I want you to expound on that a little bit.
Is it me? Okay.
Yeah.
I've taken on the unofficial role of PR spokesperson.
Yeah.
Get Equitz guitars more spotlight. And so here is Kevin Equitz to talk about his guitars.
So here's what happened. Coe, for a long time, he's been my idea guy. He's like the PR guy.
Yeah.
He's got all the
Dangerous.
connections. Honestly, there'd probably be no Equitz guitars without Coe.
That's baloney.
Come on now. I mean, I'd still be making them, but no one would know about them or even buying them, right? But as things were happening, like, let's go back to like 2020. My wife got COVID really bad. Like, she was hospitalized for like a month. I didn't really say anything about it in the groups or anything. So I kind of shut down stuff for a while because, like she was even on a ventilator for a few days. Like it was hairy stuff. And I kind of backed off because, at the time, especially that was all like the crazy like Delta variant, like nobody knew what was going on. And, a lot of people had a lot of opinions and were trying to be helpful and some were not. It just wasn't the time to be like, hey, everybody, here's what's going on in my life. So, so I had to kind of take a few months off just dealing with that. And then, it was kind of a slow restart, catching up on the queue and everything. And at the time there were people on the list, and there still are people on the list. So there's always going to be a list, but, it was also an opportunity to kind of start working out some ideas for, what we're calling on spec builds. And the reason being is, if everything I'm doing, like this kind of library of guitars that I built are all what other people are asking for, then it's harder to kind of push the brand forward and introduce some new ideas. It's all based on like somebody wants something really lame, like, a pastel color and an Evertune bridge. It's like, then you're stuck doing, stuck doing lame guitars. Like, no, I'm just kidding.
I like my guitar, but I see a lot of other people's ideas, and I'm like, oh my God, that is pretty cool.
No, that was an
Scott
awesome
Hamilton's
project.
guitar is gorgeous. It's gorgeous, dude.
Thank you.
I still like mine though, even though it's covered in duct tape and stickers. That's how I show my respect.
No, I honestly, I really do love that though. I'm just teasing you. But anyway, there were some builds in my head, and of course, my idea guy over here. We're talking and throwing ideas around, And so it was like I needed to. There were a lot of builds that I needed to catch up on. Some very, very patient people were waiting a long time to get their builds done, and like I said, they are still waiting. But some people did fall off the list just because of time and because of circumstances or whatever. And of course, there's obviously no problem there as far as I'm concerned. But that kind of opened up the doorway for like, well, let me see if I can slide a few of these other projects in here, which also means trying to improve my process a little bit. So, making some fixtures and jigs and things, but even still, just trying to dream a little bit, and get some ideas for not just colors, but like what other kind of combinations can we make? What haven't I done? And what do you think people would be interested in? Now, that's another place where Coe is super helpful. And then also talking about like, how do I even get this done? And so Coe was saying, he definitely wants to learn how and jump in and help. So he's working on a base right now.
We're about a year and a half into it now.
Well, because
you're gonna let him hold a router, that guy right there.
The router was sketchy a little. Yeah,
I mean, it's not like you don't have anything going on. You family, you moved out here and all this stuff. You know, you got a life and a job too, right? So anyway, we're just kind of like kicking these ideas out, but we really have to like turn up the heat and get them going. So I got a few ideas kind of queued up. I got a few guitars that are like in the works. I got one that's almost ready, and there are a few more behind it, some other ideas. And so I was, again, talking to Coe, like, what do we do with this? How do we even put these out there? And, we were talking about podcasts.
Hit the podcast circuit.
The podcasts.
Yeah.
And so,
Joe
I mean, I don't want
Rogan, then the Tone Jerks.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be all like, salesy about come on, but I kind of feel like the podcast community.
You guys are a safe space.
Yeah. But the podcast community has really supported me so much, like, through all this time, whether it's, like you getting one, Brian, or even still just everybody kind of rallying with me and, getting excited about other builds and stuff. So, I felt like, that's awesome. If we could just kind of introduce it to the podcast communities and say, hey, keep an eye out, so we'll probably put them on Reverb, put them on the site. So that's pretty much it. And so I was like, I don't even know. I've never really like asked to get on a podcast or whatever. And Coe was like, I got it. I'll take care of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cause, I think we were talking a little bit before the show. Coe had mentioned like, on Spec guitars. And then you were saying, in a text thread too, on Spec. And I just pretended like, I know exactly.
I know what that is.
I'm cool. I'm with it. I know exactly.
What about off spec? I mean, come on, guys, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't know what we're talking about.
So
maybe we'll come up with a cool term, for these builds or whatever. Like, I don't know, maybe like
shop special.
Cool. Yeah.
The SS model.
The builder. Probably can't do that.
Hey, it could be super sport.
Chill.
Super spec.
Yeah.
Super spec.
Yeah.
But hopefully, and I had a really good chat with, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Novo guitars.
Yeah.
Dennis Fano, he's been a super cool guy, and he and I consider an opportunity to even, chat with him. So we had a great talk, and he was very encouraging about doing this as well. He was many years ago and, similar thing, but this is part of the deal, for you start kind of like building what other people are asking for. And then once you can kind of seize the opportunity, then you start throwing your own ideas out there. So we got some ideas. And it's also like trying to, like you were talking about the Rayburn is really popular, and, the Ashford is as well. And I feel like those are kind of two ends of the spectrum, but there are two other models kind of in the middle. I did an Ainsley not too long ago, and incidentally, it was very similar to the first one that I did, because what happens is, right or wrong, a lot of people, they see a previous one, they're like, oh, I really like that one. I want one like that. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but then again, you kind of start working in a circle. So I got some ideas for some Ainsleys and also some De Veras. not so much like new shapes per se, but just different ways to take the existing shape. So different hardware combinations, different pickups, stuff like
and colors,
baritone.
The flat top on the
Ashford.
Ashford is cool.
Yeah. So like a solid body Ashford is in the works.
Okay.
So working with different materials, different combinations, things that again, people didn't necessarily ask for, but I think we could build it, and I think it'd be pretty rad.
Yeah, and also it's like I don't know if this is lame to say, but it's like you're making guitars that like to your spec that are your voice and your vision. Not to say like making something for somebody else is like, oh well, this is a drag. You're like, oh, it's cool. Like I get to kind of make up some of their idea, but it's also like you get to put out some of yours that are like, oh, this has been in my head for a while, and so once you get a little of this, as opposed to like, oh, like I said, there's a very difference between like several of the Rayburns that are out there. Like you can take mine and Coe's, completely different. They feel completely different. They have different things, let alone just the fuzz that's in Coe's and the
Evertune in yours.
Yeah, but it's like the finish of it and the feel of it. We had like a back when I got my Equitz, we had a Equitz play date, and it's just like these are the same guitar, but they feel completely different. It's like playing, different types of like, Les Pauls. It's like you can kind of get that feel out of it. So, that's
I'm just going to address it because I can hear it. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it on the recording, but my baby is downstairs throwing a fit right now.
Oh no!
You need to go
No, she'll be fine.
intervene. Okay.
No.
But I just feel like I have to say something.
You go down there and talk to a baby. I'm recording a podcast, and she's, oh, I'm totally sorry.
Sorry, Dad.
The baby's just like first words like I'm sorry to him to do that. Don't do the don't jerks. But yeah, I mean that's kind of was like the first introduction to the Equitz guitars. Was like the first handful of guitars that you put out were kind of ones that were they all your ideas, Kevin? So like I know you had that black, it was the Ashford, right?
Yeah, that was really the first one that was kind of my idea. And I guess maybe that blue Devera that Justin Spec has now. But that all got kind of quiet when I started taking on the custom builds. So yeah, and the thing is, like if it's left up to me, the ideas probably wouldn't be too far from those existing ones either. Everything would be either black or white or like, pretty plain. So it's another thing I'm very thankful to go for like kind of pushing me a bit, hey, well, what about this? Like he's the one who came up with the fuzz Rayburn, it's like, where would I be without somebody to kind of like ask those questions and, have you thought about this kind of, this color, this finish, this combination? So
Yeah,
I'm trying to push myself. There are some guitars that like, inspired by like kind of some tribute guitars that that I've been wanting to do that would be like painfully simple, and then others that are kind of more complicated than they need to be. But it's all about trying to push ideas in both directions.
Yeah,
I still really want to figure out a shredder version of an Equitz guitar.
Yeah, or maybe that could be a new body style there. You gotta find a shredder. And then Coe, you gotta learn to start like doing those like hot licks.
Hot licks.
I
won't play shredder style. I'll still be doing power chords.
Yeah,
145s for sure. So.
Getting like the ultimate shredder guitar, but just playing pop punk. Just play Blink 182.
But also, like, there's a lot more I think that could be explored with just even different scale lengths. Like Coe's bass is 32.
Yeah.
Right. So it's in between like a short scale and a standard scale bass. And that's just as custom as anything else. So, I've done one baritone so far, and I've got a pretty cool idea for another one that's got some extra like bells and whistles and I'm just looking forward to. I'm kind of it's like you get sick of hearing the sound of your own voice. It's like I'm kind of sick of just picturing these or like mocking them up on the computer. And it's like time to just thinking build them, for crying out loud.
Yeah. And I mean, and trying different finishes and seeing, like you said, like different hardware on them and seeing like, what, I don't know, the bad analogy, but it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall, see what sticks, and you're like,
that's my life.
But I mean, but at a certain point, you're like, oh, I've gone too far on this. I don't really like this. But that could be a learning thing that you're like, okay, now it's a reality.
It also helps, kind of knowing what is and isn't within the brand, or stuff that I want to do. Like that's the Evertune. I know you crack jokes about it, but that was, I was very thankful for the opportunity to work with one, because I feel like I learned a lot, and I really had a respect for that kind of hardware. So I definitely want to branch out a bit and try,
Floyd Rose.
Well, yeah, honestly, I think.
Really, you want to try Floyd?
Yeah, let's see if I can make that work.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I remember.
What about a Caller trim?
Yeah, the how was it? Yeah, because that was I think you did Guitar Nerds a couple years ago, and that was one that they were mentioning. I was like, oh, what's this like Evertune guitar? And you're like, oh yeah, no, that was Brian's. Like, of course it was Brian's.
No, that was a good one, and it looks cool. Like that's the thing is, there's some stuff that I probably wouldn't do. It's not like anything and everything. But the Evertune, all that functionality that's inside, it's in the guts. It's not like some big menacing thing on top of the guitar. I felt like it didn't really deviate from the look.
Yeah.
You said to remove a lot of the freaking wood.
Yeah, that's what
that's
I'm like.
not always a bad thing either.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. It would be the scary part of like taking too much away. You're like, oh man, toothpicks and wood glue it is. I see that. That's what's in there.
Yeah, just don't look too close on the.
You got
the
chewing gum in there, just filling in the holes.
It's termite damage. That's what it is.
Yeah, you got that. And you got the Trident filled guitar there. Bubble yum. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of cool. It's like, I mean, it's like what you're saying. It's like you're trying things out and you won't know until it's like physically there. And I remember like in talks when I was building, or I didn't do jack shit. When you were building my guitar, I had this.
Brian takes a lot of credit for things you do.
I built.
By the way,
I think I don't know if your signature's on there, but I was gonna just do my signature underneath yours.
That's cool.
I know
it should be on the back of the headstock.
Your old logo was your signature, and then I'm like, oh, I should just put mine on the bag too.
Well, I mean, and let me, it's definitely worth saying, and I'm going to try to say it carefully, but it's like this takes the right kind of customer too.
Yeah.
Right. These things are not quick and easy for me. These are months at a time, and the only time I really have to work on these is like early mornings before work, and so it definitely takes a toll on me to put these together, and so it's helpful to know that they go to somebody who really appreciates the process, and that was super helpful feedback for me, because you got it, you understood the process, and you were just as excited about it as I was, and that's how it's been with many of the customers that I'm working with right now too. It's like, it's not just about the guitar, it's about all that time leading up to it, and all the fun part of kind of dreaming it out together, and kicking the renderings back and forth, and so that's what makes this set of builds a little bit different, is not having that kind of sounding board. It's a bit more on my own, or I got Coe, and my wife has been super helpful too. Just kind of bouncing like, hey, what do you think of this? Does this look stupid? Is this a bad idea? Do you think anyone would care?
I'm not the one to ask those questions.
Hopefully,
but honestly,
you got your feedback there is like Coe and your wife are honest with you instead of just
yeah,
that's good.
But honestly, I'm really looking forward to Coe, getting more and more involved in the process too. Being able to help build, and what I'd love to see, not too far, hopefully down the road, would be like the Coe build. Where how Fender does the Abigail Ibarra pickups. Or it's like you can kind of, or like the different master builders, like the people that
don't put me in a master builder category. I haven't even finished one.
But what
yet.
I'm saying is, like somebody within
the last guitar I put together is full of Bondo.
Yeah, we'll work on that. But what I'm saying is, the the Fuzz Rayburn has his name on the back of the headstock too, right?
Yeah.
So I think like what I'd love to see is people get familiar enough with our personalities and stuff, and I'd love to see people commission like a code design, even if maybe it's not Bondo build whatever,
Schneider,
Yeah.
the Schneider shredder.
but I'm saying
SS, love
Coe's got that sense to kind of like
Is it the
challenge the status
Schneider
quo,
cut?
like colors and combinations and all
Yeah.
that.
Or you just have Coe build, like just draw you a design for a guitar. Like, all right. And it looks like the Homer bubble car. And he gives it to you. All right, Kevin, make it work.
Crayon drawing.
Yeah, crayon drawing on a napkin. I'm like, here you go. All right. You
Don't
get off,
don't
dude.
lose this. I'm gonna want this back.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I like that. Kind of, adding that to the lineup there. So, I mean, that's what, not to say that, to diminish what you're doing, Kevin, but it's like there's some bigger brands that are doing that. Like you mentioned, Novo. They'll do custom, like pick your own guitar and all the sauce and stuff like that. But they also do builds that they just send to shops. So it's cool. It's like kind of having that on your,
Yeah, and that's Dennis and I. We were talking about some of them. That guy's a genius. Like he's got some great ideas, and
Yeah.
I would say keep an eye if you're not already watching Novo. Like keep an eye. They call them the signature builds. But that's exactly. It's just stuff that's in his head that he just wants to put out there.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to try something new, a new material, or a new, again, color treatment. Working in some kind of finish combination or whatever. But yeah, it was really cool to hear it from him, and incidentally, like we had that same kind of thing in common. He's just able to do it at a much bigger scale.
Yeah.
But I'm not the only builder out there. Like there are lots of people doing this kind of stuff. So it's this rad community here surrounding the podcast. We're following lots of other builders, and I think that it's kind of within a lot of these builders. Like they got ideas. They got to get them out.
Yeah.
It's not just
And then-
me.
Yeah, I mean, was it a friend of the show? He's got his own show, the Derek over there at the Tone Control. I believe last summer, he got his Novo in. I think he got a Saris guitar. It's very cool. It's like it really inspired by. I mean, to me, it looks like an SG, like how cherry red it is, and like the specs and everything on it. But he kind of spec'd it out himself. It was for him. He's like, okay, this is like a graduating college. He got another degree in something. It's above me, but I'm like to him it was like a cool like a gift to himself. And I'm like, he was like, I'm working towards this. I'm gonna get a guitar. I'm gonna get a Novo. And to him, he customized the hell out of it to his spec. And I'm like, that's awesome. Looks cool. And then you'll see Novos that are just in shops that people pick up. A YouTuber that I like a lot, Rhett Shull, he talks about his favorite one he just saw at a shop. That's a Novo. Sold a bunch of guitars to get that Novo. He's like, it wasn't custom to me. I saw it at a store. I wanted to buy it. So it's like, that's like, and they are awesome looking guitars. I'm like, I like that idea, Kevin. I'm stoked for you. So
Thanks, man.
you should also do Tone Control. Hit those guys up. Put in the word for it. You could probably just hit them up yourself. You said, tell them Brian sent you blocked. I like that. We're at about an hour, but we could probably get this done in a couple minutes here. Do you have a quick time for a quick topic here?
Absolutely.
Of course, please. Let's stop talking about this stuff. Yeah.
We'll cap it off here with a quick topic, a little roundabout here. So I think this may have been Kyle's topic, but
They all are. Let's face it.
Yeah, Kyle sometimes just
all the good ones.
he spits out fire, and then I'll save them in my notes section here. So if you had to torture someone to get information out of them, you had to torture them with music, just on repeat. What's a song that you would play on repeat loudly for this person to, torture them and to be like, okay, uncle, I give up.
My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion.
Really? Okay, you had that one.
No, not really. They're just to be on topical with news cycles right now.
Yeah.
With the submarine.
Oh
no!
Too soon. Yeah. Too soon.
Had to do it. Sorry. No, just the opening.
I'm gonna move over in case the lightning strikes.
The intro to "Come On, Eileen," not the whole song, just the
Really?
dum dum dum, and it never goes into the song.
Oh,
Just
if it never goes.
ba-dum,
Oh, God.
bum,
Yeah,
ba-dum.
no.
Now that's a different kind of torture. That's clever.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just edging.
Is that allowed? Is that
I mean,
allowed?
Let's be honest. Like anything repeated enough would drive
Yeah.
you nuts.
Mm-hmm.
There's that one Foo Fighter. It doesn't go for like 10 hours where it's like, the best, the best,
The best.
the best,
Yeah.
the best. And at the very end, of you.
It's 10 hours.
10 hours.
Another good
on,
one.
YouTube.
Another good one would be the just where they say "sucking on a chili dog" for every line of Jack and Diane. Sucking on a chili dog, sucking on a chili dog, sucking on a chili dog, sucking on a chili dog.
What a horrible line to put in.
Sucking on a chili dog.
That's a phoned in. Let's like beyond phoning in something.
Yeah, sucking.
Sucking on a chili dog.
Sucking on. Why?
We're sipping bourbon over here. It's getting loose.
I like that.
Oh,
These are all pretty good. There's just repeats of lines over and over again. It's like,
But that's
would
an interesting point.
yeah.
Go ahead,
I would-
Kyle. Sorry.
I'd say anything from Bob Dylan though.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
yeah, anything.
yeah. I
Yeah.
gotta say, I agree.
It's like when his like parts in Traveling Wilburys, you have these great, amazing singers, and then he's like, and then it goes back into, and it goes back to Tom Petty, and you're like, oh, thank God.
Jesus Christ.
Who invited that guy?
Oh,
you know,
Bobby Dylan. Somebody get her a harmonica.
I do like
Bobby
Jacob
Dylan.
Dylan though. I do like
Jacob
the
Dylan's,
Wallflowers.
yeah. You know, it just recently I went back and even that song One Headlight. I know it was
Oh,
real
I love
popular
it.
and everything. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Everything in
Yeah.
the right places, I think.
sometimes like if your dad's a fuck up, you can still go on with your life. You can't blame your parents for everything.
Bob Dylan's a fuck up, and you have to like, all right, I need to make good for the Dylan
Yeah.
name.
Oh wow.
God.
He just basically gave him the leg up and everything to just like, all right, now you can succeed. And he's like, Dad,
Paved the way of gold.
this is in spite of you. I'm gonna be good, damn it. Kevin, you got one?
My first thought, it was hard because remember you said this. I thought of a few. One is Love Shack because that makes me want to vomit blood out of my eyes. It's too much.
The
It's so
Love
obnoxious.
And Rock Lobster. Back
Yeah.
No, I like
Rock Lobster has the riff. That's a
Yeah.
great riff. But
It's a long freaking song.
But they're
though.
trying to be obnoxious.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, that's on the list because they're trying to be,
Yeah.
But for some reason, Paradise City, Guns N' Roses, I can't stand.
Oh.
What are you actually talking about? I don't understand. It goes on, and it just says nothing.
It's the same thing over and over.
But Coe makes a good point too about the whole just getting one piece. When you said that, what's the Hey Ya, the Outcast?
Yeah.
All right. Like you loop that sucker, man, you're getting an answer quick. Like that's a short torture session. Like they're gonna talk.
What's cooler than being cool? Ice cold.
Yeah.
Or they could just do what's cooler than being cool? What's cooler than being? And you're like, what is cooler than being cool?
And then just overlay on top of that, all right, just over and over, like get him kind of like a little bit off sync.
Chopped and screwed.
I could listen to Mom Spaghetti like 40 times in a row. Probably.
Yeah. There's probably a video of Mom Spaghetti.
Yeah.
Or in Africa by Toto when he says, Kilimanjaro, like the way that he tried to make it run. Just go back and listen to it. Just the way that he says, rising like Olympus, with Kilimanjaro. Yeah, it's awful. It's just so bad.
That
Oh
song.
no! It's the Serengeti. Sorry, Kilimanjaro, rising like Olympus. above the Serengeti.
Serengeti.
Yeah, it's like just stop it. And they don't even fit. Like geographically, it's impossible. Or something I've heard.
You hold back some syllables and then you rush to the others. Yeah.
Serengeti.
Yeah.
So messed up.
Of all the
What's
Toto
underneath the
songs,
Getty?
that's the one that people love, I guess. People love the Africa song, but it's got to be Hold the Line. Come on. That's the best one.
I would agree with you on that.
That's a good one. That's a solid jam. All right, but yeah, we're not talking about good stuff here. We're talking about
sorry.
The torture stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'd hate to kind of go with the idea that like pop songs suck because it was like at my
easy
work,
target, low hanging fruit.
The radio's playing. I was listening to like a San Diego station. It was 93.3 was playing, and they played like 5 songs. Like no joke, over and over again, and then commercials of like, hey, check out, we'll fix your gutters, and then I'm like, okay, all right. And then advertising some beer festival. I'm like, okay. And then back to the same 5 songs. I mean, you got to be kidding me. This is not even like hyperbole. And
it's not top 40. It's top 5.
Yeah, and it wasn't like the songs weren't bad, but I just got to be like, all right, this is ridiculous. I'm like, in this hour of me moving boxes or whatever, it's like, or like this time that I spent back here moving boxes. I've heard these songs 5 times. We got to change this.
Yeah, we've heard Lit like 4 times today, and they only have 2 like hits.
2 bangers.
They have 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, one's that you make me come.
That's Lit?
Mm-hmm.
You make me
unaware.
completely miserable.
You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But those
On
are,
my own,
like,
we're
we used to see this one cover band, and when they play that, man, everyone loved it. It's like, that's cover band fodder right there.
just lit. Yeah, they go, and people just like, yes. I've
Yeah.
gotten drunk before and woke up on my lawn. What?
That's a good one.
I know
That's
these
a good
3
song.
words. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Those dudes look like they look like they'd be rad to hang out with.
Rad
I'm
hang.
just saying.
bowling
you know.
shirts.
Yeah,
Bleach.
bowling shirts. Fucking
We should bring
frosted
bowling
tips.
shirts back.
It's coming back. Give it time. It'll come back. It'll be subversive. pretty
Puka
soon.
shell necklaces. I like that.
Oh,
There's nothing
man.
wrong
I
with
still
it.
got some puka shell necklaces in the closet. Yeah.
Brian's staying true to the long shorts. You're not going with these shorty shorts.
No, I got some
Chubbies.
Amazon coming tomorrow. I got the Dickies shorts.
You got your Dickies coming in, man. Yeah.
below the knee. They're at the shin, dude. Those are coming
Someone's
back.
got to carry the torch.
Carry the torch.
I'm gonna start looking like a homies figure. I'm stoked. I got those with the long socks.
What's your
too.
homie's name? We got to come with a homie's name.
Spider.
No, it can't be Spider.
Well,
you haven't
another-
served any time.
Another spider.
You know.
Let's just be thankful that this what are they now? The Gen Z?
I think we're on Gen Z. Yeah.
That they never had the coach wearing the coach shorts.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Remember those? The brand was Bike.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah.
Oh,
Those,
dang.
those need to just
No, I
die
mean,
in a hole. Like,
Short shorts are coming back for sure.
Yeah.
That's the
one.
thing.
but it was
One of my
like,
coworkers who will never hear this, probably. He was talking. He's like, "You guys don't own Chubbies?" I'm like, "What the hell are Chubbies?" He's like, "Chubbies, they're shorts." He's like, "Yeah, they come in all the lengths. They come in 4-inch and 6-inch." I'm like, no. He's like, "You guys aren't on the chubby train? I'm on the chubby train." Like, oh
Yeah.
my God, man.
No, my
I'm a
Dickies,
chubby chaser.
the Dickies that I bought are 15-inch inseams. They're long as hell. I'm so stoked to get these things.
Yeah, you got the hammer pouch and the cell phone pocket probably
Oh, yeah,
at your
exactly.
the back of your leg.
The cell phone,
You know.
put that in there. You have to
Yeah.
bend down to reach for it.
The
I did-
sidekick.
I did post the pants that you need for work in the group there, Brian. I don't know if you saw that.
Just
but
blowing out that crotch every time
Yeah.
in those Levi's. But what were we talking about? Oh, pop songs. There was there was like a more 90s or whatever pop station, so different than today's music. They played In Sync, and I'm like, this actually this bangs actually. I remember back in the day when it was going on. I'm like, you're anti-boy band, I'm like, I'm punker. I don't like this, and it's playing. I'm like, no, this stuff is actually pretty good. Yeah, and I'm like, this is all right. And that just mean maybe disliking modern music, but it's like pop music can be fun. But one like pop rock song that I don't know how it got so popular. I think it's because it repeats 2 lines or 2 stanzas over and over again. It's I Write Sins, Not Tragedy by
Oh God.
Panic at the Disco. The one, well, I chime in with haven't you people ever heard of closing the goddamn door.
Yeah.
My wife's a whore. And it's like, what the fuck? And then it repeats that over again. And he talks about like people saying that his wife's a whore. And I'm like, what? This just repeats 4 times each line? I'm like, this sucks. There's nothing interesting about it at all.
They're just a Fall Out Boy ripoff band, first of all. I'll go on record.
I don't know of any Fall Out Boy songs that are that bad.
No,
I know. That's what I'm say're saying.
Fall Out Boy rips compared to them.
Yeah, they're a ripoff of Fall Out Boy. The vocal acrobatics and all that. Like, they're just trying to be Fall Out Boy.
That was
not a fan.
That's one.
That's
that
what the
annoys.
world needed.
If they're listening though, let's hang out.
Yeah, can we be on the podcast? They have their own podcast. I bet they do.
Yeah, all those washed up emo guys are moving to Nashville, so you'll probably run into them.
Possibly.
We may have already seen them at Kroger.
Yeah.
We know,
Yeah,
I do listen to Brand New very loudly, just in case I, happen by his house, Jesse Lacey's house.
If you were blasting Brand New and then Jesse Lacey runs after your truck, I'm like, hey man, that's my song.
No, he does live there. That's
A boy can dream, okay?
That's why I hear.
Yeah, you just have your car bumping and you have all your windows down, just
driving through the neighborhoods.
This is how you
suburbs.
attract Jesse Lacey. Right? Like you're the
like an ice cream truck. Yeah, there you go.
He comes running out of his house with like, "Hey man, it's me.
Who wrote that?
I've been hiding forever."
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. All right, so I mean, there's some songs. I mean, they could be annoying for different reasons, but that was kind of a fun little topic there. Do you want to bring it on home? Bring it in for a landing here. So, Coe, Kevin.
What?
Thank you for joining us.
What?
It was fun.
I got a reverb notification about something that dropped its price. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
You're like, whoa.
An unsolicited offer.
Yeah.
Full circle.
That's double the
He's
price.
watching another PV.
Yeah. Oh, it's not here yet, so I didn't mention it, but I did get a vintage PV mic. It should be here this weekend.
PV mic?
Yeah, microphone.
Is it,
I got it for $20. Yeah.
How's it sound though?
Vocal
I don't know yet. It's not here yet. Yeah, it's vocal mic.
Okay. Got all the crusties and everything on it still.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be tasty.
PV
That's crazy. PV just made everything. They're like, I guess we got to make those too. It's like, no, hey, chill, guys.
You didn't have to.
Like, no control over a Meridian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But thanks for joining us, Kevin. Where can people find out more about Equitz guitars?
Instagram is probably the best place, and honestly, admittedly, been kind of lacking on the Instagram thing, but trying to get better at it. But yeah, that's the latest and greatest. So if you want to follow along and kind of see these builds come about, at Equitz Guitars is everywhere, like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and all that. And then the site, what I'm going to do is probably like open up a for sale page on the site. So that's equitzguitars.com.
Nice. Yeah, so stay up on the builds as they come available, and I'm sure you're posting maybe some, because you're pretty good at taking like progress pics too, so that's kind of cool. So check out this, the page maybe, or no, don't put that on them. Like, I'm just gonna build these things, Brian. Shut up.
It's tricky because the game used to be photos, so that was cool, like kind of mid build, and finished photos, but everything's about the reels now. So I got to get on the reels train.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you. It's like I like to, I'm boomer now. I like Instagram. Back in my day, it was photos. That's all it was. And now I'm like, people are like, yeah, you got to do videos and you got to do like live. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, but check out Kevin. I'm gonna link all the websites and all his socials down below. But Coe, is there anywhere people can check you out? And you got a band
besides Kroger, where are they gonna find you?
Just circling the parking lot.
Which actually happened the other day. We ran into each other at Kroger.
Quite frequently, actually.
Oh, Coe was just circling the parking lot playing brand new Deja Entendu.
just trolling.
I am Coe Schneider everywhere. So
There you go. And then check out Coe's band, Nite Tides.
Nite Tides, yeah. We're gonna actually have a practice again next week. It's been months. So,
dude, can we talk? Can we talk about Nite Tides? I mean, I know that you've been. Well, we're already in like way over an hour and whatnot.
No, you're fine.
But guys, dude, check out Nite Tides. Not the Nite Tides. Check out Nite Tides.
NITE.
NITE. You know, it's good stuff. I wish you guys could come hear them live because we've been very fortunate.
Brian did. Brian went and saw us in San Diego.
Oh, right on. Okay.
Kyle wasn't willing to drive 4 hours to see me in Texas.
It wasn't 4. I looked up. It was more like 7.
You could be in the same state.
Amarillo. Yeah.
It'd still be 8 hours away.
This is Texas is like 4 or 5 states big. So.
Yeah.
Have you seen that meme where it's like you can fit the moon and the United States inside Texas?
Yeah, according to a Texan.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, but really, honestly, guys, this is just unsolicited.
Yeah.
Really, follow the Nite Tides. Or sorry, I was gonna say follow the Nite Tides like stream, but follow Nite Tides. It's seriously good stuff. And
Yeah.
If anyone is in the whatever Middle Tennessee, Greater Nashville area, like come out to the shows. It's legit good.
Good stuff over there. I like it.
I'm not just saying that because Coe's
He's right
Coe's
here.
my man here. They are legit
he's pouring.
good.
He's pouring the bourbon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's that, but I'm looking forward to getting. I want some Nite Tides on vinyl. Really, that's what we need.
We talk about it a lot.
Yeah,
It's expensive.
I don't care.
It's expensive
Tell
for
him
us.
how to do his guitars. Let him tell you how to do your band.
There you go. Yeah.
It's give and take.
Yeah.
God.
And if only we could do like a Nite Tides like set of.
If
like
we could get everybody on one of your guitars, that would be sweet.
But not just on Equitz, but like matching. Like wasn't it the Strokes or like some where they would have like an aesthetic.
Mm-hmm. ZZ Top.
ZZ Top, right? Not
Interpol or something.
maybe not fuzzy or anything,
Yeah.
but that would be part of the look. But yeah, I mean, these guys are for real. They take it seriously. They work hard. They're not just goofing off. This is legit.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, you gotta start building drums and keyboards and stuff now.
Ooh. That'd be kind of rad to like match the drums. Too.
Drums
I thought of it.
That's Kyle's idea.
All right. I'll cut you in. You get 2%.
Kyle's idea, man.
No, 2 cents.
Yeah.
And then one of these.
One of these, pal. All right. Well, thank you guys. I just want to thank you, the listener, for tuning into the Tone Jerks podcast here. If you like what you hear, you can follow along on social media. We're on Instagram at the Tone Jerks, posting cool shit. Not on the reg, but I need to get back on it.
Yeah.
Probably not
You
going to do
liar,
reels.
you say it every time.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to do it. You could post,
I
too.
say the last
No,
episode
I
I was
can't.
on, you guys didn't even post about it. I checked.
Oh.
No, we posted stories.
Oh, okay. Stories. Yeah, I
I
can't.
think the stories
I can't go back
more
and
popping
Good
than the
save,
main feed.
Brian.
Stories are more important now anyway.
You actually do get more reach on stories.
Yeah,
It's sad.
Yeah, it sucks because you're like, oh, cool, I posted this cool picture. 2 likes. And one of them's from me.
From my other account.
My other 4 accounts.
Yeah, my burner accounts.
Burners.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right.
And then we're on Facebook. We have a Facebook group that, posted or linked in the description below. And then we're on YouTube. We're posting the video podcast over there. You can see the boys over there. We're on the podcast on YouTube there. And then eventually going to post more videos on there. Again, I don't know. Probably not going to do that. Some more video podcasts. People are actually like subscribing to the channel and watching them, so which is nice. So people like what we're sitting here talking.
Yeah.
People like it, I guess.
I don't watch YouTube podcasts, but that's cool.
I generally don't.
I'm glad
either.
some people do.
Yeah, no, I'm glad people do too. Like,
I'm glad those people exist.
Most of my podcast listening is just audio, but hey, the video is going to be there for you. Linked in the description below. And then if you really like the show, you can help support us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. But if you double down for $2 a month, you get an extra episode every week. Normally posted on Tuesdays, but this week I forgot. It's going to be posted
2 for Tuesday
on Wednesday.
God damn it.
You blew it. But if we happen to miss a week due to scheduling or whatever, on the main here, we don't miss it on the Patreon. So there happens to now be more Patreon episodes than main episodes. And it's a fun time over there. I get a little loosey-goosey in the caboose over there.
That's
and
the
then,
real talk.
Yeah.
The
gloves are off.
and over here.
And then, you can support the show over there, linked in the description. But just for the support, we want to give you all a huge shout-out, a sizable acknowledgement. Kyle, you got a list over there?
Yes, I do.
Why don't you give it to... Oh, actually, are we going to put an effect on your voice this episode?
No.
That delay was creepy.
Dude, it was hard to listen to.
The delay. Okay. Good. All right. Well, we're going to
That was Brian's. What about when I put the phaser with feedback?
I didn't make it to the end of the one where you did the phaser.
Or
so
can you just
I'll
drop
I'll
it a
admit
few
it.
octaves so you just sound ominous and creepy?
Oh, okay.
Probably.
We
Yeah,
can
let's
try that. Or maybe
Get a whammy pedal and run it through a whammy.
There you go.
We'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll just do Kyle raw.
Yeah.
Kyle, you got
we got.
Why'd you give
Yeah,
it
I
to
got
me?
right here. I got Andrew Walsh from Andrew's Alcove and the Second Button Podcast. I have Abe Newman, Michael Newman, Nicholas Payson, Nicholas Ogburn, Doug King, Doug Christ from 37 Effects, Masters of the Cinematic Universe, and also the Just Surprising Podcast. We have Joe from the Like Mind Network, Masters of the Cinematic Universe, and also the Just Surprising Podcast. We got Will Lehue from the Just Surprising Podcast, Energy Weapon,
It's
and Sharing Maps.
failing me. I can't remember who it was. Damn. So I apologize. So I don't remember who it was. But years ago on April Fool's Day, we said that we're going to put every single Patreon episode on the main feed for everybody. And so I put every single Patreon episode for 15 minutes playing at once. So I like 60 tracks all playing. And somebody said they listened to it completely. And I'm like, holy shit. Because it's just every track layered on, and you can't, and some things pop out. You hear random things. I'm so mad that I forgot who it was. So shout out to whoever that was that message said I listened to every single minute of that joke. It was a joke.
It's a good joke.
Stupid.
Well, it's like, we're going to post them all so everyone can listen to it. And you're like, gotcha.
You can listen to
Nope. Good luck. We got Tony DeGraw from Texas State Boggle Champs, RJ Smith from Telly Talks, Jamie Davis, Johnny Ray, Steve Rao from 60 Cycle Hum, Kevin Equitz from Equitz Guitars.
Oh,
There he is. And Coe Schneider from Nite Tides. We got Alvaro Villamont.
Man, I
Coe
live for where you
Schneider.
talk about me at the end of the episode.
Was that?
I said I live for when you talk about me at the
And
end
then
of
now
the
he
episode.
just-
Oh, that Coe.
he leaves now. He's just Kevin left on
It's a
the
little known
camera.
fact. We have to pay extra for them to insert some sort of diversion.
Yeah.
Like right near. So sometimes they say our name twice,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about like that pause, and then they have to get back on track. So yeah, Coe Schneider, Nite Tides.
Yeah.
Coe Schneider from the band Nite Tides. Check them out.
That's like 3.
Yeah,
Kevin
yeah.
was gushing about them earlier. They are pretty damn good.
Yeah.
They're really
Alvaro Villarmontes, Brian Nutter of Nutter Guitars, Mel Chipson of Chipson Guitars. You should ask him. He's runs this huge company making
Yeah.
Chipson guitars. You
That's
see what
not
he's
the
doing.
same guy.
Shoot some advice from this guy, Mel Chipson.
Yeah.
Got it.
You might have some
Noted.
advice on what you're wearing. That's my appraisal.
Sean Arbo from Gun Street Wiring Shop, Sean Fahey from the band Shadowhounds, Sean Wright from Lollygagger Effects, and also How to Fucking Solder on YouTube, Juan Ortiz from Tone Hungry Effects, Mike Oxbig, Hugh G-Rection,
That's my
and
favorite one.
then he whacked it. Followed by Zach Hale, Eric Merrow from YouTube and Instagram.
I feel bad for these guys.
I feel bad for
Followed by-
Zach. Always just behind the guy Fecta right there.
Yeah.
3.
It's like just
Zach, get a better name.
I'm so glad we're further up on the list.
Just the guy effect.
We
is
should
like this
scramble.
Ouroboros of
We got Scott Hamilton from the Effects Loop podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Noack from Bardic Audio Devices. Tyler Ryans from Tyler Casey Riffs on Instagram. Matthew Fenslaw, Matthew Davis, Chase Stevens, and Pete from Over There.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you again, Kevin, Coe. We will see you next time.
Guys.
And thanks for saving bandwidth by being on the same channel. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Like.